Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my first FC25 ratings video. We're going to be taking a look at the Arsenal squad, and I'm really excited to go through these. I've got to say, I'm impressed. I really am. The squad is looking very good. Obviously, we've been title contenders for a couple of seasons now, specifically the last 2 seasons. And of course, we've been right up there with the likes of Man City, Liverpool, and we're going to get some good ratings because of it. We're going to go through the bronze players first. Some of these players might feature in the career mode that I'm doing in just a week or two now. FC25 is right around the corner, and Lewis Skelly might be one of the players that I actually intend to use and grow as much as possible. 58 rated, bronze, of course, central midfield, although he has been playing left back for us in pre-season, so maybe that'll be an added position for him in the future. This is on the official FIFA or EA Sports FC25 website. They haven't listed the extra positions, but you can find that online. There's lots of websites like FUTBIN and FUTWIZ. They've all got the extra positions. Up next, we've got Nathan Butler Oyedeji, 59 rated striker. Not so sure he's ever going to make it at Arsenal. You never know. Could pop out of nowhere, but haven't heard too much about him. 59 rated. We've then got Zayn Monlouise, 60 rated centre-back. Right-footed, not left-footed. He is not the centre-back we saw in pre-season, which of course was heaven. He looked very good, but he isn't in the game, which is a bit of a shame. Up next, we've got our own Salah, central midfield, 61 rated. Actually, a very nice, well-rounded card. If you're looking for like an all-rounder bronze in midfield, he's kind of like, 50s and 60s in every stat. It's a pretty good card. We've then got Omar Rekik. He is gone, by the way. Contract. Apparently, this was an agreed thing between him and the club, but they've cut their ties and the contract was terminated. So I've got a feeling he might be removed just before the game comes out, but maybe not. Quite a good card, to be fair, as a centre-back. We've then got our starlet, our special player, Ethan Nwaneri, 64 rated. Who knows what his potential is going to be? I would like to imagine it's at least kind of mid-80s, something like that. But of course, in career mode with dynamic potential, you can make any young player really good. If they're in good form, if they get a lot of goals and assists, and if you play them a lot, they will turn into great players. He is the last bronze. We have no silvers at the club, so we are now about to go into the golds. But very happy with Nwaneri's rating. Very good, although I think he's better at dribbling than running. I would argue his dribbling should be higher than his pace, but that's just me. Up first, we have Jakub Kiwior. There were doubts whether he'd actually be here this season. Lots of rumours that he could be going back to Italy, whether that was on loan or not. He's had a downgrade, I believe. Some of his stats have actually gone down in this year's game, which I think's harsh. He is our lowest rated gold, 76. He is a left back, but I can confirm I've seen he can play as a centre back as well. We've then got Tomiyasu, right back and left back, I believe. I'm trying to think back to what I saw because these ratings came out yesterday and I went through all the Arsenal ones. Not a great card, to be honest, but the 80 defence, 80 physical is quite nice. To be fair, he's just obviously not very quick. I think if he can play as a centre-back, that's where I would use him, personally. We've then got new signing Neto on loan from Bournemouth. He was actually captain of Bournemouth. Isn't it weird they would let their captain go out on loan? But then again, I guess they didn't have any other top options to be their captain. And they've, of course, brought in Kepa. So I understand it. 78 rated for the ex-Barcelona man. And as a backup, I'm very happy. And I'm sad that Ramsdale's gone, but I'm happy that we've been able to let Ramsdale go and flourish. Okay, he needs game time. So I'm happy that Neto's come in. And he's a much better backup in that respect. He's not going to be upset if he doesn't play every game, is he? Up next, another new signing, Calafiori. I'm hoping he gets a new picture, to be fair. I think a few of these pictures are out of date. This is where, of course, he was at Bologna. 78 rated for a player that's now one of the first names on the team sheet for Italy. And I've said it a few times, he will be our starting left back. It will happen. I've seen enough already. He is a centre back in the game when it comes out, but I'm hoping they will add left back as an additional option. This is of course for Ultimate Team. In career mode, you can do what you want. I will be using him and converting him to left back, but his card is a little bit stinky if you ask me. Not good enough, but could play as a DM, like a defensive midfielder. Pretty good stats for it. Up next, we've got Zinchenko. Really frustrating because when Zinchenko signed, he did very well for Arsenal. His rating went up. I think we actually got him to 81, maybe 82. And of course, in career mode, they get updated a lot quicker and a lot more often than in Ultimate Team. And now he's gone back down again because, let's face it, he hasn't been good enough. 79 rated, 66 pace as well. It's really awful. And just like I said with Calafiori, I think Zinchenko could also be converted to a DM or a centre mid quite easily. I've done it before, but for some reason he doesn't have the central midfield added position in the game. I guess he just hasn't been doing it enough for Arsenal, even though he often plays as a centre mid for Ukraine. Now, not to sound rude, but we're now going on to the more exciting players. Really, really excited that Timber's back and fit. He's been playing at left back for us, and I think he's going to have a good season. I don't think this card is very fair, if I'm being honest. I think he's better than a 79, but I understand that with the injury, maybe they weren't really quite sure what to do with him in terms of the rating. But mark my words, he will be 81, 82 by the end of the season in career mode. They will update him for sure. Hopefully he has right back and left back positions as well, but I don't think he does. I wouldn't use him as a centre back personally. Kieran Tierney up next. Somehow we weren't able to find a new home for him in the summer, so he will be at Arsenal until January at least, and I'm sure he'll then get a move. But 79 rated and actually still very usable. His pace has come down a lot. I mean, the players still say to this day that Tierney is one of the quickest players in the team. So clearly just hasn't been getting the game time. Obviously, he went to Spain and got injured as well. The pace has been it's taken a hit. He's down to 80 when I think, most of his teammates would probably argue he'd be in the 90s. One player that also should be in the 90s for pace, I'm sure people will agree, but Raheem Sterling on loan from Chelsea. And by the way, they're paying more than we are. Chelsea are paying more for Sterling to play for Arsenal than we are. 81 rated, can confirm he has other positions available, right wing and right mid, I believe, but not left wing. Doesn't make any sense, but it's a good card. 85 pace, 78 shooting, the 85 dribbling as well, very, very good. And for sure, I will be using him in the career mode and maybe signing him permanently. We're now moving on to 82 rated already. We're halfway through roughly and we're at 82. That goes to show how good the Arsenal ratings are this season. But Thomas Partey, 82. His pace is a little bit low, but the thing that's really winding me up is his passing's only 80. I know he's a bit of a powerhouse, isn't he? He's a strong midfielder, but his technique is very underrated, and I think he should have higher passing. For example, I think Declan Rice, he has higher passing, when I would argue that him and Partey have very similar passing ability. Jorginho is also 82 rated. Very good passing with the 83, but could still be higher. Again, not particularly pleased about the pace, but I understand it. Still a great player. No one's going to use him in Ultimate Team, but for sure he'll get a bit of game time for me in my career mode. Up next, we have Gabriel Jesus. What has happened to this guy, man? When he signed, I really thought that was it. He is the number 9 we've been missing, and it just has not worked out. And exactly what happened at City is now happening at Arsenal. When he's coming on, he's actually coming on the wing, which is, I don't know. It's a good card. Don't get me wrong. 83 pace, 80 shooting, 88 dribbling as well. He is very good at dribbling. So usable for sure. We then have Trossard, 83 rated. I'm so happy with that. Possibly could be 84. In my opinion, he's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. And look at this. He's got 4 stats over 80. 82 pace, 81 shooting, 80 passing, 85 dribbling. I think his defending could be better, actually. He tracks back. He helps out. And his physicality as well. But the 5-star weak foot, the 4-star skills, I love him. What a card. Up next, we've got David Raya, 83 rated. Is that fair for a Golden Glove winner, a Euros winner. I know technically he only played once at the Euros, I think, but come on, man. 83 rated for Raya. I'd be interested to see what Ramsdale is. I haven't checked at Southampton. I'm guessing he's 80, 81, something like that, but very unfair. And I would say his reflexes need to be higher. Kicking is probably his best stat. He's very good with the ball at his feet, but it could be better. Up next, we've got Gabriel Martinelli, 83 rated, and I think that represents exactly how Arsenal fans feel over the last few seasons, where Martinelli was doing this and now he's kind of plateaued. We haven't seen the very best of him. Hopefully this season he's a bit better. Pace, 89, probably could be a little bit higher, but otherwise I think that's a very fair card. I would argue that if Trossard has 30 defending, Martinelli should have a bit lower as well, but I think they both give quite a lot defensively. So maybe Martinelli's is too high, or maybe Trossard's is too low. That's what I'm trying to say. Kai Havertz up next, 83 rated, and our final 83 rated player. We've got quite a few 82s and 83s, but we've still got 6 or 7 players to go. Kai Havertz, though, 83 rated as a striker, and I believe his second position is central midfield as well, which is an interesting one. Don't play him there. Put him up front. He's 6'4". He's got good physicality, 72. Could be a bit higher, actually. But I'm really interested to see what I'm going to get out of Havertz in this year's career mode. Because last year, when we signed him, I ended up putting him in midfield and as a cam sometimes, because that's what Arteta was doing. And you guys know I like to kind of match what's happening in real life. It didn't work and I didn't really like him. So I'm hoping it'll be different this year. He's been so good for us. He really has. 84 rated for Benjamin White. Don't call him Ben. His name's Benjamin. And I can't believe in that interview they asked him, is that your name? And why is it Benjamin? What do you mean why? My parents called me it? 73 pace is a little bit of a killer for right back. And no doubt about it, people will use him as a centre-back. He can play as a centre-back in Ultimate Team. And in career mode, leave him as a right back, no problem, just improve his pace. But the 77 passing, I think, is a joke. He is such a good passer of the ball. He's got better dribbling than passing. Like, come on, EA. Who's doing these ratings? 83 defense, 80 physical as well. Very, very decent. 84, though, for Ben White. Sorry, Benjamin White. Another new signing. Hopefully he'll get a new picture in game as well. But Marino, who, as soon as he set foot on our training complex, broke his shoulder, which is great. But what a card. 85 rated. He's got 80 in everything but his pace and shooting. Really, really good. And I'm really excited to see how he gets on with Rice in the middle, Ødegaard to the right, Marino to the left. I think we've got a very strong midfield three there. We'll move on to Gabriel now. 86 rated. So can confirm Saliba is higher rated. I don't think 69 pace is fair. I think Gabriel is slow to get going, but once he gets going, he's actually very quick. And I would also argue his passing should be a lot better. I will definitely be comparing that to Saliba. If you asked me, I would say Gabriel and Saliba are very, very similarly rated when it comes to on the ball and passing. And I would argue that maybe Gabriel is better at long passing. We'll see if they've done that. But the 86 defending, 82 physicality, I think that could be a bit higher, actually, than 82. It's a good card. Very usable. Him and Saliba. Oof, what a partnership we've got there. Moving on now to Declan Rice. 87 rated. Can play as a central midfielder as well, by the way. And, of course, for Arsenal, he's been playing as a number 8 this season. I want him back in the middle as a number 6. Marino will be fit and he will take Rice's position in that area, and Rice will move in. And I think Partey and Jorginho will have to be on the bench, but it's a good card. 84 defense, 85 physical. I mean, honestly, it's a good card and I'm happy with it. The only thing I would say is Gabriel is more physical than Declan Rice, yet Gabriel got, what was it, 82? Yeah. I think that's a bit harsh, actually, on Gabriel. Or maybe Rice, his physicality is a little bit too high. But I bet you that's because of his stamina. He's going to have very high stamina, and that will boost the physical stat. We're going into the top 3 now. You guys know, we've obviously got Ødegaard, Saliba, and Saka. Who's going to be the highest rated? Well, It is Saka up next, right wing, 87 rated. He's actually, I think, inflated. Now, don't get me wrong, 87 is fine. Great. But look at the card. 85 pace, I think that's fine. 83 shooting, I will admit it myself, although he does score a lot of goals, he also misses quite a few shots, and I think 83 might be on the high end. I don't know. Passing's good, dribbling's fine. Defense, okay, look, used to play as a left back, so I get it. But 60, if Trossard and Martinelli only have 30 and 46 or whatever it was, Saka shouldn't have 60. Physical should be a bit higher, though. So maybe I'm wrong. I just think that is a ridiculously good card. And when you look at the stats there, it looks like an 88, 89 rated card, in my opinion. But Saka, mate, wow, what a beautiful card. And up next in second place, it is, of course, William Saliba. So, yeah, okay. So he's got higher physical, higher defense than Gabriel. Wait, has he got better in everything? Hang on. So he's faster. He's got worse shooting. He's got, what, 7 better passing? I disagree. I disagree with that. Dribbling, 61 to 74. Oh my God, they've done Gabriel dirty. But this is fair. This is a good card and worthy. Saliba deserves this. I just think Gabriel's card is unfair now. I really do. And that leaves, of course, the captain. 89 rated. Ødegaard. Wow. They've buffed his defense up to 67. And funnily enough, he is a central midfielder, not an attacking midfielder. He can play as a cam. That is his second position. The 5-star skill moves as well. Oh, this is the ultimate 4-3-3 right-sided attacking player, and that's exactly what I'll be doing with him again. 70 pace, I think that's quite fair. He's not actually that quick. 82 shooting, 89 passing. Honestly, that could be 90. I really believe that. 89 dribbling, 67 defending, 66 physical. Unbelievable. The second highest rated Norwegian, of course, Haaland. I think he's 91. But there we have it. That is the Arsenal ratings. I hope you guys that support Arsenal are happy. There's a couple that I would change, but on the whole, I'm impressed. I really am. We've got a really good squad this season, and hopefully it's going to be good enough to go that extra mile and win the Premier League. But don't worry, if we don't do it in real life, I'll do it in the game. And my Arsenal career mode is coming soon.